all know the fight is fixed. They're just waiting for the girls to join in.
Shooby-doo, wah, wah, wah. Hey, all you cats out there, here's a daddy cat from way back there. It's gonna lay it down, it's gonna turn it around, it's gonna make a smile from a frown. The South's favorite son, born in New Jersey, your host for the firing squad, Matt Rasnick.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. This one's for all the marks, the smarks. Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. This is Mark Out presents The Firing Squad, the only wrestling show that tells it how I see it. And maybe it's how you see it. Maybe you think I'm wrong. I am, after all, a mark, which reminds me, if you can hear the sound of my voice, join our Facebook group. It's called, of course, Mark Out, and it's a place where you can do just that. You can mark out on professional wrestling, the angles, the talent, etc., etc., etc. So, in coming up with some topics for this inaugural firing squad, I couldn't help but notice that everything I wanted to talk about was WWE. And we're going to get to that, of course. I'm talking about Mike Tyson. There was a story about him online from the Bleacher Report following WrestleMania discussing his aspirations to become a wrestler. I want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the direction that they're going with Brock Lesnar. And yes, we're going to talk about my idol, the voice of the voiceless, the Second City Saint, CM Punk, and a hell of a calendar year for him. But first off, I want to do the impossible and talk about wrestling without regarding the WWE. Impact, or TNA, whichever you prefer. I prefer to call it Impact. And what's going on over there? Well, we've basically got a pre-taped studio wrestling show. Handmade signs are passed out to this audience comprised of whoever happens to be at Universal Studios Orlando on the day that they tape it. So you have an audience watching an exhibit, basically, and you can hear the cheers being piped in. It almost reminds me of the old WCW Saturday Night Show, or The Mothership, as Dusty Rhodes used to call it. Currently being run by Dixie Carter. Now, Dixie Carter is a woman, for those of you who don't know, who got into the wrestling business from a marketing perspective. She was hired by Jeff Jarrett and the rest of the guys at Impact because they needed a marketing and publicity outlet. She saw potential in this company that was in dire financial situation due to one of its backers pulling out. And her parents invested $250,000, and boom, she owns a wrestling company. She owns 71% of the company, which the remaining 29%, I don't know, I guess it still belongs to Jeff Jarrett, maybe Hulk Hogan, I don't know. So now fast forward to 2012, she has Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff fighting over control of the show. Their heavyweight title is being fought over by Bobby Roode and Cowboy Lance Storm, both incredible competitors. But we only get to see them briefly in each show, and they're always talking. And that's because we're very busy stringing along this Hogan-Bischoff storyline while pushing Bischoff's son as a professional wrestler, which is awfully boring. As an audience member, as a mark. The X division, their cruiserweight division, has a future WWE superstar named Austin Aries. See, I couldn't do it without saying WWE. I tried. But he is worth watching. The only thing that Impact has over WWE, in my opinion, is a lady wrestler who goes by the name ODB. Which is good because it's easy to chant. Now, but seriously, folks, ODB is a wrestler, a professional lady wrestler. She's not using this as a way to get into some other form of entertainment. She is a wrestler, and she has a fully fleshed out persona here that's exciting, it's entertaining. She makes it look easy, not to mention her in-ring abilities. She was trained by the same guy who trained Bob Backlund, a guy named Eddie Sharkey. But to me, the most impressive thing about ODB is that you can bet money that the creative team at Impact has put very little effort into developing a lady wrestler. So that means that she is responsible for everything that she is doing, and I love that. I can only hope that when she does finally make the move to the big time, to WWE, that they let her keep it up, because WWE has a history for not letting wrestlers keep their gimmicks that got them there. Case in point, Akeem. Remember Akeem? Probably not, but he was the one-man gang. Everybody remembers him, right? Yeah, good job, WWE. Okay, so now we're going to move on to WWE. First up, Mike Tyson. I think I'm the only guy who likes this idea. I don't just like it, I love it. Tyson's a household name, and the marquee value alone is worth boatloads of cash for them. If he actually turned out to be any good, they could go a few years with this. He's only 46 years old. He's in shape. He's got a hell of a reputation, and they treat him like a king. I've read some other people's opinions online where they say, like, hey, this is going to make him look silly. He needs to protect his legacy. Hey, I got news for you. His last professional fight was 7 years ago, where he lost to Kevin McBride because he quit the fight right before the 7th round. And shortly after that, he quit boxing altogether, citing a loss of passion for the sport as his reason. But Mike Tyson is a household name, and there are still lots of people out there who want to cheer for him. This is a perfect opportunity to give the people what they want. Love him or hate him, I think it's great. Which brings us now to Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. Alright, first of all, it's great to see Brock back in the WWE, and I hope they know how to keep him there this time, but I have to wonder why they picked John Cena as his right-out-of-the-gate feud. I don't know, but it would appear that WWE is using Cena now as a springboard for returning stars to get over with the fans. They did it with The Rock, and they'll do it with Lesnar, and it's almost having a reverse psychology effect on me, where I'm now actually pulling for Cena. Something I never thought I would ever do in my life. But he just has such a great attitude about the whole thing. I think that's why I like him. I mean, what are they gonna do next? They're gonna have John Cena stand at the exit of the arena as fans go out. They get to punch him in the face on their way out. He says, "Ouch! Oh, hey, good one. Thanks for coming out. I love this WWE crowd." And now we get to my idol, the Second City Saint. Yes, that's right, CM Punk. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary at the end of June of what I call the Shoot Heard Round the World. Very exciting stuff. I wonder how they'll mark that anniversary. I'm interested to see if they actually do. But what a year it's been for Punk. And I know you're going to be shocked to hear me say this, but I'm actually looking forward to when he drops the belt. I mean, he's a great champion, a fighting champion, takes on all comers. He doesn't seem to have a problem putting guys over at his own expense. He does everything to help the show. But I'm afraid they may have run out of ideas for him. This latest angle that they're doing with his father and other family members, alleged alcoholism and drug abuse, it's just so boring and contrived, and it's not what we want. We want our piss and vinegar Punk back. Fight the establishment. I have a feeling we'll see him again one day. So that is it for this inaugural first episode of The Firing Squad, presented by Markout. Please let us know what topics you'd like to cover on the next episode. We'll see if our engineers can figure out how to take calls by then. Maybe get an interview with an actual wrestler. I'm already thinking about Daniel Bryan from WWE and Ring of Honor. Not available everywhere. So we'll see you next time. For our announcer, Carl the Madman Marisol, I'm Matt Rasnick, reminding you that the professional wrestler is our last American folk hero. Let's keep him breathing, raising one hand in victory, one foot on the ropes. I'll see you. I'm going to go make love to my gorgeous wife. Take care.